Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to be working on some pages today, so give me just a second here to get set up. All right. All right, so yeah, here is here's a page that I'm working on, and you can see how I work right here. Real quick. First, I put in my thumbnails. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Let's see. There you go. You can see my thumbnail that I put in there, right? And then you can see when I put my pencils over it, and I like to use non-photo blue color. So yeah, put that in there, and then I'm ready to go to inks. So what I'm going to do is try to get like the first probably, I want to say 12 pages, the first chapter. This is chapter 1. So the first chapter, pencils down, and then I'll come back and do inks. And what's cool about the inks is you can kind of just go, well, I can kind of just go through and do those without really, I can do those while I'm on live streams. I can do those while I'm talking to people, pretty easily. But it's the pencils and figuring out your pages that really becomes something you gotta concentrate on and focus on. So I thought I would try that today. Let's see, let me get this thing right so it doesn't look so funky on screen. With this next page, there's my thumbnails. Let's see, get there. See my thumbnails right there for the next page. My thumbnails are loose, y'all. I mean, real loose. I'm not like, I don't go in and do a whole lot of rendering until I get into the pencil phase. So, just get in here and draw a little bit, I think. Try to fix this camera some. Sorry guys, if anybody's watching, I apologize. We'll just stick with this right here. Trying to do this mobile, sorry about that. So yeah, last night was cool. We went on John Malin, me and Dano, and John Malin's a really cool guy. He gives us a nice platform to speak from, so we always are very appreciative of that. He's not, we call him kind of like a no-nonsense kind of guy. He gave us some really good advice, when we were kind of off camera. And I just thought that was really cool of him, we asked him some questions about our campaign and about, what we could be doing to sort of improve certain aspects of it. And, he gave us real world experience, and definitely he's got a huge success with Graveyard Shift under his belt already. So when somebody like that is giving you advice, you appreciate it. You know that they don't have to give you that advice, and you definitely want to listen to what they have to say. And we also got some good advice from Edwin Boyette. Macho got on his show. Well, not on his show live, but basically he was going through a lot of Indiegogo campaigns, and Macho got him to open up HIRO and look at it and give some feedback. And You know, he gave us some feedback that we ended up changing. We ended up making a couple changes. So, you know, shout out to Edwin. Appreciate your feedback on that, and it definitely helped us improve the campaign. Yeah, so this community's been really cool to us. I mean, we're brand new, you know, we're brand new starting out, putting a comic book together. Uh, so it's not, you know, it's not something you do every day. So having people that have kind of gone through it, been around it, understand it, um, having them come in and, you know, give you some pointers and help and advice on what to do, that's pretty awesome. And definitely, I would say not something you get just in any old community. And I think the whatever you call it, you know, post-modern comics gate, whatever it is now, which I'm not sure of. Um, I don't know what you call it now, but whatever it is, it's still the same community of people, and it's really cool to it's really cool to have that community. So Dan and I are being very intentional about seeking out advice and talking to as many people as we can to make sure that HIRO is as successful as possible. And yeah, so in this scene right here, what I'm setting up, this is in the lab. If you've seen the Zero issue, you know that we kind of leave you at a cliffhanger, and we're still in the scene where this cliffhanger is picking up. So yeah, you'll you'll start. I'm just going to basically show the process of the artwork as we're going, so you can kind of see things just kind of coming together. And yeah, I go ahead and pencil in my word effects. I just like it. They're fun. Um, but yeah, we're this is picking up in the story where the first HIRO unit is being created, is being turned on for the first time. And so Dr. Krupin is in his lab, and he's like in serious mad scientist mode, you know, and he's like he's got Boone, and Boone is like he's our big bruiser, loyal friend type. Like he's like uh, I mean, really kind of like Chewbacca, you know, like he's got a heart of gold, and he is absolutely loyal to Dr. Krupin. And he's not only loyal to Dr. Krupin because of the fact that Dr. Krupin employs him to drive him around and to be sort of a bodyguard, but he's also loyal to Krupin because they have become friends, and he just feels like he needs to watch out for him and protect him. So, yeah, Boone's the man. And so he's over here helping him out, and he's like, hold his feet down. And Boone's like, what? Hold his feet down? Because Boone's never really been a part of this process before, and so he doesn't know what the reanimation stuff's going to be like. But he knows enough about it from talking to Krupin that he doesn't want to be shocked or um, fried, so to speak, you know, with the electronics that he sees. So he's a little hesitant to just. He's a little hesitant to grab a hold of this guy's feet while he's being reanimated. But Krupin's like, grab his feet and hold him down. And that's what this first page is right here. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. He's like, whoa, 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 Doc. Are we sure about this? That's how we're opening up the chapter. And then, yeah, he's coming in. He's like, you want to end World War III, don't you? Right here, he's like, you want to end WW3, right? And how we work this process is I come in, we kind of use that old Marvel method where Dan and I know the story. Dan writes it out kind of, you know, like a sort of like a movie script. Then I come in, lay the pencils down, and put in a rough, what's called a rough dialogue. And then Dan will come back in and he'll look at the pencils and he will go through the dialogue and he'll make changes or you know change the dialogue if need be. And that's kind of how we work. Works pretty good. It's kind of like how Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko used to work with Stan Lee, because there was a production schedule that they had to move, and so Stan Lee would he would get these artists going basically, and he would have them. Uh, sorry, I had to concentrate a second. He would have these artists moving constantly, and they were working pretty serious amounts of pages as well as putting in dialogue. And then he would come through. Stan Lee would come through and he would change up. He would have meetings and he would change up whatever he wanted to, um, and he would kind of write over their dialogue on the pages after they drew them. But they would write the dialogue in the pencils and in the notations in the side of the borders of the book. I like to draw wires here. All these wires coming down on HIRO just to get that electricity going in there, get enough voltage to get this guy to come to life, kind of like Frankenstein. Yeah. This is it, though, guys. This is the glamorous. This is it. You know? Like, I'm staying up late and getting up early and working on books. So. Like what I'm doing here is just laying down enough pencils to where I can know where my inks are going to go, and then the inks is really where the rendering all happens for me. I can lay down some pretty loose thumbnails and some pretty loose pencils, and let's see if you can see it a little better there. Pretty loose thumbnails and pretty loose pencils, and basically get my bearings on what I want to put down and where I want it to go. And then when I come in with the inks, I can do the rendering part. So yeah, this process is like the way I like to do things, I guess. And I'm still learning too. Like really, I mean, I've done a lot of creative projects in my day, but let's fix that a little bit. Done a lot of creative projects in my day, but obviously, making a graphic novel is a whole different ball game. So I'm learning what's best for me. But what I'm trying to do from the jump is work quickly, because I don't want for any of the production schedule to be held up because of me. So I'm kind of going quick thumbnail, quick pencils, and then I'm taking my time on inks to make sure they look good. So that's my process. But yeah, so last night, I was gonna get. Me and Dan had a really good conversation last night after the John Malin show. We just jumped on the phone and, we just were talking about like ideas about how we wanted to build our audience, and we've got some really fun ideas. And one thing about old Macho is that guy is he's really a fun guy to hang out with. He's a fun guy to have around, and he comes up with lots of good ideas all the time. Sometimes I call him Dan the Idea Man, I call him lots of things. Like he's got a laundry list of nicknames from me, and I just keep giving him new, freshly baked nicknames all the time. So Dan the Idea Man is one of those, and he gets all excited. And it's easy to get excited about Dan's ideas because he's very excited about his own ideas, and he's very positive and energetic and very likable. And he's in this weird race with me because he wants to beat me with followers. And I just kind of pat him on the head and say, dude, I mean, don't worry about it. You'll get there someday. And it drives him crazy. Drives him crazy. He wants to have more followers than me on Twitter, which is so funny because I'm way ahead of him right now. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can help him out. I don't know. You probably don't want to spend the time doing that, but I give him a hard time. It's really funny. I pick on him a lot. He's kind of like my little brother. I pick on him constantly, but we have a really good time together. He picks on me too, so I take my fair share of abuse from Dano. But yeah, we're talking about ideas, promotional ideas, ways that we can just kind of like talk about a lot of fun stuff and entertain you guys, as well as make this comic, So I don't know. We're gonna have some things in the work. Hopefully, you guys will dig it, and you'll be able to watch this and have a good time. It'll be right here on my channel, and yeah. So look, I really appreciate you guys checking it out. Let's see. Don't really see anybody in the chat. I guess everybody's busy this morning. That's no problem. If you watch this a little later, please like it. Helps my views and helps get me up to a higher view rate on YouTube, so we can share and do more with HIRO. I'm working on these pages, y'all. I'm going to keep it going. We're going to knock out I'm hoping to knock out at least 2 or 3 pages today, and then we'll come back tomorrow and knock out another couple. So yeah, hopefully you're excited as I am about HIRO Blood of Patriots. I cannot wait to get this thing into a finalized ink stage and send this off to the colorist. But you guys have to share and help us out, and check out HIRO Blood of Patriots on YouTube. And yeah, hit me up. Hey, follow me on Instagram too at Mutt-Man Comics, and follow me on Twitter at Mutt-Man75. Later. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. Boomer moment. Apologies. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend.